Hey guys, Krzysztof the Polish Geek, and welcome to the review of the third episode of the Ahsoka show. And the third episode, I have to say, was an improvement over the first two. Kinda, not really, I must say. Like, first and foremost, nothing much happened. It was just basically, it feels like we're still very much at the same point we were at after the first two episodes. It's like, doesn't feel the story goes anywhere. And the training of Sabine still doesn't quite make sense to me. I guess, like, when this robot told Ahsoka that Sabine isn't really force sensitive and she cannot be a Jedi, and then later saying that Ahsoka's ways are very unorthodox, I guess that was somewhat an explanation, because this is true. Ahsoka is decidedly not a traditional Jedi, and in fact she even points out that the Jedi holding on to their dogmatic ways basically led to the fall of the Jedi Order in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which is kind of true, actually, especially that the Clone Wars explored that very nicely, that in some ways the Jedi holding on to their fundamentalist dogmatic beliefs is the very thing that led to the fall of the Jedi Order. So I guess that somewhat makes sense and somewhat may give some explanation to why she wants to train Sabine. But I still quite don't buy that. But at the very least, I can somewhat go with that. But trust me, I still don't quite buy it. And also, last time I was talking about Hera Syndulla and how Kanan was mentioned, nor their son shown. Well, their son, I believe his name was Jason Syndulla, he was finally shown in this episode, and I was actually quite happy about it. And I'm sad still that Kanan wasn't mentioned, but at least I'm glad they showed his son, even though to people who haven't seen Rebels it just comes off as nothing more than just they'll think to themselves like, oh, that's probably her kid, and nothing else. But I'm at least glad they keep the continuity together and they did show Hera Syndulla's son. And the reveal that Morgan Elsbeth is a Night Sister, yeah, that reveal kind of I don't quite buy either. It doesn't really make sense to me. Like, she doesn't even look like a Night Sister. And also, General Grievous has slaughtered them all back in the Clone Wars. I guess you can make an argument she's the sole survivor, but Night Sisters have actually been pretty cool. She really isn't. I don't see, why couldn't she just be like Grand Admiral Thrawn's underling? And also, this is further confirms what I've been feeling and many other people about this show for a long time. This is obviously very much a sequel to Star Wars Rebels. And even though I'm a huge Rebels fan, I loved Rebels. Like, I know there are some haters of the show who think that it's just very kiddie, but I'm one of those people that very much loves Rebels. But in contrast, some other fans of Rebels, I never actually very much rooted for the continuation. Like, yeah, I know there were plenty of people who wanted Ahsoka's adventures of searching for Ezra Bridger continued, but I was never one of them. I thought that the conclusion of the show was just perfect, and I never felt like there was really a need to keep on going with the adventures of some of the characters. I honestly would not mind if it was revealed that Ezra Bridger actually lost his life while sacrificing himself to kill Grand Admiral Thrawn. In some ways, I mean not kill a Grand Admiral Thrawn, what am I saying? Defeat him. In some ways, it would basically further drive the point that there has been no Jedi left besides Luke Skywalker. So yes, I would not mind if it was revealed that Ezra Bridger actually sacrificed his life at the end of Rebels. Obviously, this is certainly not where they are going with it, but I personally would not mind it. The only character I felt like should return is Grand Admiral Thrawn, because, as I said before in my previous review, I haven't actually read the Timothy Zahn's trilogy, but from what I'm hearing, Thrawn was like one of the most competent Star Wars villains in that trilogy, and in the Star Wars Rebels, he admittedly was kind of reduced to a weaker villain, so instead, I feel it would be better if maybe it was revealed that Ezra Bridger has actually sacrificed himself while Grand Admiral Thrawn returns more powerful than ever, and kind of does what he did in the original Timothy Zahn's books, I heard, which is almost bring down the fall of the New Republic. But I still would rather have Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca. I would rather have these guys fight him Hera Syndulla was always my favorite Rebels original character, and I always very much loved Ahsoka. She was very much one of my favorite Star Wars characters always, but I feel fighting Grand Admiral Thrawn after Return of the Jedi, that's the job that should be given to the heroes of the original trilogy that started it all. Because in all honesty, at this point it feels like Luke, Leia, Han Solo, they're all been like shelved completely. Ultimately, I say this episode of Ahsoka was probably the best episode of the three so far, but that's not saying much. I still don't quite like the direction that the show is going, and I'm still wondering if those are really the characters that should fight Grand Admiral Thrawn. Like, I still feel it should be the original trilogy characters that seemingly are being very much shelved now, and the only time they appeared really is the sequel trilogy where they were very much butchered. So, I'm not in a rush to see the new episode. I'll certainly see it and let you guys know, but trust me, I'm not very much in a rush to watch it, because so far, I'm being again honest, I really don't like where the show is going. I take it from someone who loves Ahsoka as a character and who very much loved Rebels. So, those are my thoughts of the episode 3 of the Ahsoka show, and please subscribe to this channel, press the like button, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you later, bye!